All right. It is that time again. Late night crypto talk. Bitcoin Brandon here from Los Angeles, California. You can go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share a suggestion, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. I see so far we've got Ignacio Garcia on, Miss Debbie, Jim, Lanu from Hawaii, Marnita from Colorado. Ignacio is in Oxnard, California. Good evening, good evening. I promise you we're going to keep this short and sweet. Thursday is my most busiest day, and this is my last broadcast for the day. And I think this is number 6th or 7th broadcast I've done today for Thursday, plus some meetings. So I look forward to enjoying the rest of my evening. I don't think I didn't eat lunch. I got to eat some dinner. So we're going to keep this short and sweet, but there's a good topic that was brought up because I made a statement this morning on Early Morning Crypto Talk. I see you, Elijah Morgan from Hercules, California. And this morning we were talking about resources and that there's so many great opportunities in the crypto space right now that you want to be a part of all of them because you don't want to miss out. You might think, if I don't do that one, is that the one that shoots to the moon and I miss out? Everybody else wins but me. How many of you have ever felt that it seems that everybody else is making money in crypto except me? I felt that way before. It's okay. It's like, if I got in with them, we probably wouldn't have made no money. But since I didn't get involved, they made money. How many of us have ever had that scenario? And so you feel like, I don't want to miss out. But here's the thing. I learned that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry. So it doesn't matter what your background is. You can find something to be passionate about inside the crypto industry because chances are it's going to disrupt whatever it is you're passionate about. So if we have limited resources, what do? Now, again, I cannot tell you what to do. What I can do is share with you my thought process and how I approach things. And maybe you'll find some golden nuggets because everybody has a different strategy. So let me start off with the 4 rules that I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. I would not spend a cent in the crypto space without getting educated first. The most dangerous individual is somebody with money and no crypto education. And I've already did. Ooh, that's another topic I can do. Yeah, I could talk a long time. Some people are going to be mad at me about that one. I promise I won't call out any names. But yeah, that's another topic, right? Hey, Marnita, write that one down. Who is the most dangerous person in crypto? That's a good late night crypto talk. I'm gonna piss some people off with that one. I might do that Saturday night. The most dangerous person in crypto, but it's somebody with money and no education and an ego. They got an ego behind them. You know these clowns. These clowns are people who have already made a lot of money in direct selling market. They come into crypto. They throw some money at something because they got the money to do so, and they make a little bit of money off of it. They think they're geniuses now. Their ego's too big to let anybody else teach them about something they don't know about. And then the moment something goes wrong, they never take responsibility themselves, but they point the finger at everybody else because they're too smart. So they didn't lose. It's somebody else's fault. You know what? We're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that one for Saturday. Elon Musk is not that person. Elon Musk is crypto educated. In fact, he knows more about crypto than I do. He may act like he doesn't or anything. Same with what's Bill Gates. Some of those billionaires that talk negative about crypto, they know more about it than all of you. All right. They just watchful of what they say. So Elon Musk, he's a dangerous individual because he can manipulate the market, but he's not ignorant to the market. He knows exactly what he's doing. You know, there's a difference. I'm talking about the ignorant egomaniac asshole who has money and a following that gets into crypto for the very first time and then wants to crap on everybody else if things don't go right. But that's going to be Saturday's topic. So number one, education is key. Education is everything. You know what? And there's people like that listen to me. They don't say nothing. They may not even listen to me live. They listen to the recording because they don't want me to see that they're listening to me live. There's some people like that. You know what I'm going to do on Saturday? It is late night crypto talk. See the old me, the old Brandon. I would be calling people out. But you know, the new Brandon, I ain't going to do that. But I will give examples, and then you guys might be able to guess who I may be referring to. I'm going to do that on Saturday. We're going to have some fun. So education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never use money you cannot afford to lose. That is one of the biggest traps because people have fear of loss or FOMO, fear of missing out. And they are in a desperate situation and they need something to happen. They need something to work. So they go ahead and use their rent money because it's like they think it's like Vegas. If I just have one hit, I'm good. Or they use their cell phone money, or they use their food money, or whatever money that they should not be using because they see other people getting rich and they're like, man, if I can just flip this, you know, those people. Never use money you cannot afford to lose. Always assume in crypto that if you're going to put money down on something, assume that you're going to lose it. Get that in your head. You put it down, it's gone. If there's a return on it, great, it's gravy. Always assume that. Rule number 3, always get a return on your investment or resources as fast as possible. So even if you're in a tight spot or not, Frank, you can tell I'm tired. I am. I've been going, this is my busiest day. I've been going since 6 a.m. my time. So we're ending the night with this crypto talk. So you're in a tight spot and you got a little bit of money in. And you have to understand, not everybody's on the same level. You know, $50 may not be nothing to one person, but it's everything to somebody else. Heck, $20. $20. I remember the days where I had to make $25 last the whole week. You know, everything we ate had to come from this $25. How are we going to stretch it out? I remember those days. But then for somebody else, $2,500 could be a stretch for them. Just a little bit. Everybody's not on the same level. So, you know, here's another very difficult thing to do as well. Never try to compare your progress to somebody else in the crypto space. That's dangerous to do. You don't know their strategy. You don't know what they're trying to do, their short and long-term goal. Just because they made it big on something and you didn't, you can't duplicate and try to follow somebody else in the crypto space. This is why I go back to education. See, that's the mindset that you have in network marketing. You know, in network marketing, you find somebody that's made a lot of money in a company, you do exactly what they do and just work a little bit harder. That's not necessarily the case in crypto. Crypto is many different things you can do. There's not just one formula or one right way. I know how to day trade, but I hate doing it. I have a friend of mine who learned how to day trade exactly when I did, and he loves it. And he's made a lot of money doing that. I made a lot of money doing it, but it didn't fit my lifestyle. So I figured out a different way I can make money in crypto. Now that works best for me. It doesn't work for him. That's not his style or her style. This everybody's different. So if you get your education, then you'll be able to figure out what are you passionate about and how can you set your goals and find the right fit for you in the crypto space. We're going to get to that in a second, but rule number 3, if you make a return on money, if you make a profit, and that's the name of the game, we're here to make a profit. Whatever you put in, pull it out as fast as possible. Don't think, oh, I'm just going to keep letting it ride. One of my very first big breaks, when I made more than $60,000 in one day, and I only spent $750 like 3.5, 4 months earlier, was because of a token called Electroneum. And my crypto education allowed me to figure out that in January 2018, this thing ain't going to go to $1. When you go to their Telegram group, their Reddit community, their Facebook groups, their Discord groups, they are all thinking that Electroneum was going to the moon. This is right after Bitcoin went to 20K. I knew how to read the charts. I knew how many Electroneum tokens there ever was going to be. And I looked at what was going on January 2018 in the crypto space. It was like this. And they're like, oh, don't worry about the dip. By July, Electroneum's going $1 and more. And I figured it out. I said, no, it ain't. It hit like 21, 22 cents. And I told a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who had a whole lot more Electroneum tokens than I did. And he had enough that if he were to sell at that moment, he would have had close to $1 million worth at that moment. But he was thinking bigger. He's like, B, if this goes to a dollar, if it goes to $1, I got like $3-4 million. And at the time, this is the trap. We didn't need the money. We were pulling anywhere between $800 to $2,000 a day on other stuff we were doing. So we didn't need to sell because we needed the money for a profit. But remember the name of the game. We're in this for a profit. So I looked at it and said, well, hold up. I spent $750. If I sell, I can make like 85 something $1,000. And remember, this January, December, November, October, September, just 4.5 months earlier, I only started with $30. And I was flipping that 30, 100, 500, 700, a couple thousand. I kept flipping it. So I'm like, I just flipped 750 to 85K. You were like, nah, B, we don't need the money. Let's just wait. Let's sit on it for a couple of 6 more months or so. And then I started going exactly what I thought it was going to do. It hit its height at 21 cents. And then it went to 20, 19, 18. I said, oh, hell no. I sold at 17 cents and made 60K. My partner, I told him what I did. He was like, nah, man, you sold too soon. Now, I had a different strategy at that point. I wasn't trying to hold Electroneum thinking like it's going to be Bitcoin. I wanted to make as much money as I possibly could. But I'm like, if I make the 60K, I know what to do with that 60K. I can flip it to more and more and more. So I'm good with that. I'm not going to be hurt if, oh, it went to 30 cents, but I sold it at 17. I still made a hell of a profit. So he didn't sell. And he rode that thing all the way down to less than a penny. What's the price of Electroneum right now? Well, you know what's best for me to do it in front of everybody. I'll share a screen on this. Let's see. Price of Electroneum right now. ETN. Dang, 319. Where it's at. It's a penny. It's a penny. All-time high almost 4 years ago was at 20, almost 21 cents. January 6, 2018. I sold it about a week after this when it dropped to 17 cents. Unbelievable. Look at the price that you could have got it at. 0.0013. I actually got it less than that because I got it on the pre-launch before it was actually posted anywhere. The not pre-launch. Those were ICO days, the pre-sale for the ICO. ICO, initial coin offering. So my point is, if you're in a position to make a profit, at least from what you put in, pull it out. I'm very conservative. Some of you guys can afford not to. And if you take that route, you're just know you're taking a risk. I am ultra conservative when it comes to crypto. I always look at worst case scenario. 10% of whatever that they're projecting. Can I live with it if it only does 10%? That's how I operate. And then rule number 4, that's the point of this crypto talk. Rule number 4 is, where do you see yourself in 3 years, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself? What do you want to do to get there? So I do that. I'm 45 years old, so I'm looking at the next 5 years because I have a game plan. By the time I hit 50, oh, you ain't going to really see me that much, maybe 4 times a year doing a super Bitcoin boot camp somewhere or paid speaking event somewhere. You know, it depends on my energy level, what's going on in my life, how do I want to enjoy it. I might decide, hey, I'm pumped up. I want to go another 5-10 years working hard. So, but I had a 5-year game plan from now till I hit 50. So all of my crypto moves is based on that game plan, not next month, not 6 months. Where am I going to be in 5 years? I want to have at least 25 mil plus in crypto assets 5 years from now. So everything that I do now got to lead towards that goal. Now, that means we have limited resources that we're dealing with. I also say at that, find a vehicle, stay focused, take action, do not get distracted. That is the difficult part. And that is what I am struggling with right now. I'll share it. I am struggling with the distraction part because things in the crypto space is exploding. You see that on my wall right there? That's the symbol for crypto.com. It is now going to be on top of the Staples Center in Los Angeles where the Lakers play. No more Staples Center. It's crypto.com. The world is waking up to crypto. Mass adoption. Now we've got the NFTs and metaverse coming in place. 2022 is going to be huge. Massive explosion of DeFi, NFT, metaverse. Those 3. Last year, it was really smart contracts and kind of DeFi. 2017, it was all about ICOs, and then IEOs. But now, I mean, we haven't seen nothing yet. I think the crypto market cap is going to explode, which means there's opportunities for a lot of different markets and different companies, gaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, Internet of Things. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Now, if you've got limited resources, you can't be a part of everything. And ever since I made that comment about 2 weeks ago that not am I only just studying and learning about metaverse and NFTs, but now I'm ready to put my money behind it. See, I don't jump in on these things when they first pop off. Why? Because I'm conservative. And I do know one rule. It's not who's the smartest. Timing. Who's the first? I do understand that. But I also know I'm not going to miss out too much if I'm not the very, very first. I'm still ahead of 90% of the population. That's how I operate. So I mentioned metaverse and my inbox exploded. Everybody, I needed to learn more about that and the NFTs and how these things work. I have now invested in 2 NFT projects. The one that is 3BNB, I found out that I am the second person in the world, the second to make that purchase. The first was my partner, Peter Blackwell. He was the first. I was number 2 in the entire world. You really can't be more first than that. By the way, anybody that wants to get in on that project, there is a live presentation taking place tomorrow that I posted in my Team Crypto Alliance group on Facebook, or send me a message and I'll send you the link. Anybody that asks for info on that NFT, I already sent you the link for tomorrow. And I forgot what time. What time is this taking place? Let's see, it's taking place at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 10 a.m. Oh, that's my first call tomorrow after my crypto talk. Oh man, my boy's friend just passed away. And condolences. Getting up there in age. And again, that NFT project there, it goes live for public sale right now, pre-sale. It literally is, you got to know somebody to get this right now, because it's going to be more than 3BNB when it comes out. So send me a private message. How it's going to work. This isn't like affiliates or none of that stuff. I submit your name and they're going to create for you a special link just for you to place your order. So don't send me a message, guys, if you ain't serious. You got to have 3BNB ready to go, because they're going to create a link specific for you. And they got opportunities for the first 1,000 purchasers are getting put in a raffle. I think they're giving away 2 Teslas. And what else are they giving away? Teslas. And I think, I don't remember. I know they're giving away some other stuff. So, and this is probably going to be done. The first 1,000 sold will probably be done in the next 4 to 5 days. So time is of the essence if you want to get on that. The second NFT I got into is the reverse. It's not 3BNB. It's only $10. And I did a special crypto talk yesterday with the team behind that project, G Meta. And we got a chance to walk around through the metaverse. And that was my first time actually having a character walking around in a metaverse. Now, I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since I could talk. When my grandpa made me my very first ColecoVision, and then we had Atari, and then Nintendo. Oh, family, anybody that's Gen X, you're my age, and you got kids. I know we all had Nintendos or wanted a Nintendo in the 80s. There's a new holiday movie that's to me it's going to be like a classic, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I'm gonna watch it every year, but it's called 8-Bit Christmas. That's a good one to watch with your family and show your kids, because they don't understand the struggle. I look at my 14-year-old, this kid, spoiled as all hell, and still complains. He has Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, PC, laptop, tablet, Kindle reader. What am I missing? Cell phone. He's got like 8 or 9, all that stuff, wireless computer devices, and he's still crying because we can't get our hands on a PlayStation 5 because it's sold out. Like, it's my fault. It's my fault that we can't get our hands on it. And I'm like, boy, you got everything. But he didn't know what a phone jack was in the wall. He's 14. He didn't know what a phone jack was. So making him watch, this is what we're lucky if we can get our hands on a Nintendo. And if we had a friend that had a Nintendo, oh man, I remember I grew up on a cul-de-sac, and in our neighborhood, it was a bunch of kids. And one of my friends was the first to get a Nintendo. And what we would do on Saturday morning, after Saturday morning cartoons, eating breakfast, he would have his garage door open, and on the table, we would have this little bitty TV. I mean, the TV monitor can't be bigger than that screen right there, right? And we had a Nintendo placed up to it, and we had the duck hunt shooting stick, and we'd have 2 joysticks. By the way, how many of you knew that if you played duck hunt, you know the person with the gun, whoever had the other joystick, you can change direction of the duck? We didn't figure that out until much later. But I grew up Nintendo. Then you had Sega Genesis, PlayStation, and all that. I still play games right now, and I will till my fingers can't move anymore. I'm a gamer. And the metaverse, ooh, the possibilities. All I could say is watch the movie Ready Player One, and then take in virtual reality and all that. That's a whole nother day's topic. That's not the topic for tonight, but I'm just saying that to say the sky is the limit on opportunities in crypto. And I bought in those NFTs. That NFT only cost $10. So if you're looking to get your feet wet, you want to see how things are, you got a limited budget, try it out. That's low risk at $10. You can buy more than just $10. You get $1,000 worth or more. It's up to you. If you want to know how to be a part of that project, send me a private message and I'll send you a link to that, and go watch my crypto talk from tomorrow, from yesterday, and watch the replay. I don't remember if I uploaded it yet to YouTube. Watch the replay. So I'm on 2. I got another good friend that this Monday, he's got another NFT project. He wanted, hey B, can I show off my NFT project? All right. He's got one. I'm gonna bring him on Monday, probably, or sometime next week on a late night crypto talk. Late night, not the early morning one. So I mean, why I do this, because I'm learning. I want to learn as much as I possibly can about this future stuff. The kids will get this stuff. The kids know NFTs. They know metaverse, and this is their future. This is all they're gonna know. We have to go through the learning curve. So my point is this. We have limited resources and we can't be a part of everything. What do you do? What do you do? First, crypto education. That's the first step. Number 2, and I'm doing this is based on me. Identify how much money do I have to play with? Meaning, I've got money that I need to use to pay my bills and lifestyle. So you got that budget set. Whatever you make over. Now, here's how you can gauge if you're in the right mindset when you've got extra money. When you have extra money after all of your bills are paid, what is your first thought? Are you thinking about what you're going to go buy? And there's nothing wrong with this, okay? I want to make this point clear. Are you thinking, man, I've been working so hard, I need to splurge and I want to get a new TV set. I want to get some new shoes. I want to take a quick vacation. There's nothing wrong. I do. I'm steadily building up my office. I can afford to do it all in one fell swoop, but I am moving based on a budget. I'm ready to upgrade. And my wife, she anytime I mention this stuff, she rolls her eyes. She's like, what, Brand, what do you need, Brandon? I got that big TV right there. I got 3 laptops sitting here. I got another bigger TV right here in front of me. And I'm looking to upgrade my laptops because these are a little older. I need more power, more speed. And I'm going to get on this side of my desk. I don't know how I'm going to set it situated just yet if I move that TV over to this side. But I'm getting a big ass, this curved TV in a gaming. I don't need the computer for gaming, but I need the power for what I want to do. Gaming, a whole entertainment center with a different microphone and all that kind of stuff. Done up. I'm doing this whole up. And then I'm going to do this whole wall up. I'm going to get some kind of entertainment shelving to put this TV in there. And I'm going to have a laptop connected to it just in case I need to do that. So it's going to be like the Starship Enterprise for me. And I'll be in my captain's chair. and my little one, he loves it. But he looks at me like, you don't need all that, Dad. I'm like, yeah, just like you don't need all those video game systems. But I can afford to get it right now. But with that money, when you got extra money, what's the first thought that comes to my mind? Do I spend $3,000 on my new system? Or do I go buy an NFT and some tokens and continue building my crypto portfolio? First thought that comes to my mind is, where am I going to put that money to work for me? That's another late night crypto talk topic called Money is Energy. So far we've covered the history of money, poor mindset versus broke mindset, how to break out of that habit, how $1,000 can change your life. But then next, I need to talk the history of money. I need to talk about what is money. Money and energy used as a tool. So whenever I have extra money, I'm not thinking, already, what new car can I go buy? Let me go get my Lambo. I'm thinking, what NFT should I put it in? What new crypto portfolio should I be involved in? What coin should I, that's how I'm thinking. How to let my money work for me? Oh wow, a lot of people have been talking since. If I would have had that much of the gamer had oh yeah, the Wii. Played Nintendo Switch. Let's see. I need more NFTs. I'm way behind. Hey, you're not way behind. I just bought my first NFT the other day. Have you played play to earn games that have NFTs? No, I have not. I watched my kid play Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite. He's all up on Fortnite right now. But the future games that's coming out is all going to have play to earn. I played MMOs, or massively multiplayer online games, MMOGs. I played those. I'm more into, like, as an adult now, I play 2K, Grand Theft Auto, Battlefield, Call of Duty, those type of games. But what brings my curiosity is to play to earn games that, not because I want to play them to earn money, but I'm looking at how can I invest in these projects, the developers behind it, because I know where the money's going to be. There are kids out there right now that are making more money than professional athletes because they're playing in these gaming tournaments, especially in Asia. They're huge. Their stadiums filled up with 80,000 people to watch some kids play video game and win. What trips me up when I look at my kids, even my oldest one, my 23-year-old, they'd rather watch Twitch TV. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is Twitch TV. Twitch TV and YouTube, watching other players play a game than play it themselves. I still don't understand that concept. Again, I'm in the Nintendo era. We used to fight over the controller. Who got next? Give me the controller. Now these kids don't want to play it. They want to watch somebody else play the damn game. I'm like, I still can't wrap my head around that. I don't get it, but they love it. They get entertained by that stuff. And then I got annoyed with these pay to play games. That was first. Before the play to earn is the pay to play, meaning it's a freemium game. You ain't got to pay for it. You can log on and you can start playing for free. However, if you want the upgrades, if you want the best items, you have to use real world money to pay for it. My kid always, hey, can you add money to the PlayStation Plus account? $20. Fortnite's having some thing going on. I think, what was it, like 2 weekends ago or something? He was all geeked out his mind about, and all his kids were talking, all his friends were talking about it. Some in-game event that cost $20 for the upgrade. Remember Mafia Wars, Farmville, Sims, those type, pay. I'm like, look, I want my character to be strong based on my skills in the game, not because I got a rich daddy who can give me money and you load up. And I call that cheating. That's cheater's way. But then I thought, man, who's making money off of this stuff? If these kids are willing to play for in-game items, but then now we're talking about the blockchain. The blockchain, NFTs. The sky's the limit. Will I play these? You're damn right I will. I just need the graphics to get a little better and all that stuff, but for my own entertainment side. But on the business side, I don't care if it looks like 2D. I see the potential. Look at what Gala Games did. And that's nothing. I'm telling you, it's going to be Ready Player One style. not little 2D graphics. We're where the internet was in the AOL dial-up days. That's where we are right now in this entire space. I didn't understand when my son bought skins for Fortnite and they didn't make you stronger up there. He used real money just to have the character look a certain way. It wasn't no extra armor. It didn't increase his stamina or his aiming ability. And every time he gets shot, he thinks the other kid is hacking the system, right? They're cheating, they're hacking. Ain't nobody hacking. Get your skills better. It's lag. Dad, you need better internet. We got the best internet. Get better, kid. All right, anyways, I'm going way off on a tangent because I get excited about that gaming stuff. But my point is, find what you are passionate about. And in the crypto space, is there anything involved in that space yet? Get involved first. Be the first to do it. Your limited resources. You can't get everything. I've been maybe 2 months ago, I created a secondary portfolio, and I'll show it live because I did this live. Secondary portfolio of building cryptos that the point of these are to hold for the next 1, 2, and 3 years. Why? Well, you go back to the late night crypto talk I did on how $1,000 can change your life. I showed example after example that just 1 year ago, if you put $1,000 on these tokens, and I can name maybe 12, 13 of them, if not more. If you put $1,000 on those and sat on it for 1 year, what they're worth today. So I created a new secondary portfolio, started from zero. What's this? Nationwide TikTok threat. Anyways, I don't even understand TikTok. We started from zero. We got it up to $11,000. The market shifted last week, so now it's down at 9,000. And we have a suite of tokens here. I think this account is up to 20 or so tokens that we are steadily accumulating, and we're looking at to see their progress. And I'm going to see, my goal is to get this secondary portfolio to $100,000. That's my goal. The question is how fast, because I know something else. Anybody that has $100,000 worth of crypto, and I don't care what specific tokens, you will be a millionaire in the next 3 to 5 years. If you didn't sell, you just held. Since I can't use the word guarantee, I'll use 90% of a guarantee. If you have $100,000 worth of crypto right now, and you sat on it for at least the next 2 to 3 years, 3 years to be safe, you will be a millionaire. So how fast do you want to get your hands on $100,000 worth of crypto? Now there's a time window on this, and I'm giving it in the next 6 months, because then you're going to have to shift it up. It's going to probably, you're going to need to have at least $500,000 worth of crypto or $250,000 worth of crypto. It's going to start shifting up. So there's a short window of opportunity. So here's what I struggled with. Do I buy my entertainment center, or do I purchase, invested in crypto? I chose to invest in crypto. Now where? So when I talked about, we started a crypto portfolio, every time I do crypto talk and we're reading the news, I'm taking notes. And I'm taking notes on different tokens and coins and whatnot and what's going on, whether I'm buying, do I need to increase, do I need to watch? And that's how we're building this portfolio. And there was a one day I put down the metaverse type tokens, gaming tokens, Decentraland, Sandbox, Gala, a couple of others. Then I also put down crypto.com, and I had $1,000. Where do I put that $1,000? I could split it up and buy pieces of all of them, or I can split it up into 502 tokens. And that's what I did that day. And I left off with, I think, Decentraland, because I got a gang of Crow and CRV and Solana that day instead of, and then later I find out Decentraland exploded. Now I could say, man, I just lost money. I just missed out. No, I didn't. My other tokens did well. I just had limited resources. You can't be a part of everything. So it doesn't matter how much you have. As long as you're in the game, you get started. So if you say, well, I only got $20, but you're gonna go buy a Happy Meal, a big, speaking of freaking McDonald's, a Happy Meal probably costs $20 now. Gonna buy a Happy Meal or buy $20 worth of a token that goes up 60% in 2 months. Hold on, Peter. Hey, Peter, I'm doing my late night crypto talk. I'm gonna hit you right back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he calling me this late. He must got some good news. I know right now he's all on that NFT project we got going on right now. So doesn't matter how much money you have as long as you're in the game. You can flip that $20 into $70. Then you can flip that $70 into 200 or 300. Then you can flip that 300 into 1,000 or more. But you got to be disciplined. Another struggle that I had was I have a game plan. I know I am launching my own company in January next year, dealing in my passion. And my passion is teaching and education. What most people don't know is that I'm only 1 semester away from a master's degree in teaching education. I have my teaching credentials in the state of California. I have a bachelor's degree in political science, a minor in psychology. And before I got back into direct sales, I went back to school to get my master's in education. I was going to be a teacher. I like teaching. Then I got back in direct sales, made money, and said, forget that. I'll teach in a different way. So my passion is in teaching stuff. Now I teach crypto. So I'm taking my own business instead of just being a consultant for companies or letting other companies use my product. I'm going to take it out there to the world personally under my own name and my own brand. And we're going to kick this off with what we're going to call a 5-day challenge. Actually, we have a better, do I want to release this name yet? I got to talk to my marketing guys. See, where did I write that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll say it. We're calling it, it's a 5-day challenge, but we're calling it the People's Money Challenge. And if you think, well, Brandon, I've already bought your courses, that's not what this is. Yeah, the courses will be available to sell later on because I'm adding more courses. I'm adding 60 more videos. And the main highlights of those videos is going to be metaverse, NFTs, DeFi. But we're going to do a 5-day challenge for the entire community to learn some of the basics about crypto. We're going to have Bitcoin boot camps. We're going to be doing one-on-one scenarios. I'm going to make myself available. We'll have special resorts for maybe 50 people. Spend the weekend with me, and we're going to really get into crypto and strategy and stuff like that. We're going to do it big next year. And I know how much money can be generated from that. So I know what to work with coming next year. But for right now, November and December is the slowest business months for me. Other people, it's their best month. But for me, it's always been traditionally my slowest business month. So I know how much money I want to spend on crypto, on investments, my bills, 2 birthdays, Christmas, all that kind of stuff. And then I went and spent an extra $8,000 that I didn't even have in the pocket because Peter Blackwell called me up and said, Brandon, you gotta look at this. Next thing I know, actually, it's going to be about $10,000 I'm spending that I did not have down on my plan, but I can afford to do that. If I had to dip into, your mortgage, rent money, bills, I wouldn't have done it. But every time It's like when somebody asks me a question, if I answer it, they've got 5 more questions. Now that I went down this rabbit hole, I wish I had $50,000 more to put on to do more, to do more, to do more. There's always going to be more. So you've got to be able to be disciplined, step out. Wait. Yeah, I know it's great, but I can't do it. You've got to be able to say no to a great opportunity so that you can focus on the one that you're already doing to make that become great. You can't be a part of every great opportunity and not be afraid to tell people no. And then, why? Why not? Don't you see how good what I'm doing? Yeah, it's great. I just don't have the time. I'm focused on what I'm currently doing. And this is where, if you really want to get on my bad side, and I'll say this publicly so nobody feels that I am calling them out personally. If you approach me with an opportunity, number one, I move differently than I used to back in the day. I don't sign up with just anybody. It's not because just of you. I don't like you, but this is a business and I'm a brand. I need to talk to the CEO, the owner. I need to see what the heck's going on if you're going to put my name on something. Number two, if I say it looks good, I don't have the time, I mean it. I don't have the time. It's not, maybe Brandon didn't see how good this opportunity is. I literally don't have the time. From 6 a.m. today, I've done 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 5, 6. This is 7th. This is 11 broadcasts or meetings today alone. I literally don't have the time, nor do I want to put resources on something that I'm not going to be putting my attention onto. I got to tell, some of you guys are great with your follow-ups. You don't take no for an answer. But I also know you ain't having much success with that strategy too. You running people off. I will never go in anybody's inbox saying, hey, you need to stop what you're doing or join this or add this to what you're doing. All I do is I show what I'm currently doing and what I'm passionate about. And I invite you for the ride if you want to. Send me a message if you want to be involved. Not, I'm going to come to you. Some people don't like that. Man, B, how come you didn't call me up? Are you following my crypto toss? Yeah, I'm telling you what's going on. You decide whether you want to be a part of it or not. That's just how I operate. That doesn't mean it's bad or good. That's what works best for me. There's others that love picking up the phone and calling people. Hey, this is what's up. They love doing that. That's what's best for them. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. That's what fits them. So I'm just telling you now how I'm going to operate, because I'm going to be nice. I'm just going to ignore you. And I just won't respond. All right. I just don't have the time. There are so many great things happening right now. Great things that I know if I put focus on it, I'll make 7 figures with it. But that means I'm going to have to stop everything else that I've already been working on for the past 4 or 5 months to do what you want me to do. That ain't happening. So be mindful of other people's time. And if they say no, move on to somebody else. Circle back when the timing sometimes is everything. It might be right for me in 60 days. And I tell people, get back to me in 60 days. Let me see what you're doing then. Let me see how. Yeah, but if you get in now, you got to be the founder. Da, 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 da. So, no, you don't understand. When you have a certain skill set, it doesn't matter if you're the first or a founder. You'll still make it work. You're not relying on, I have to be the first. I'm not concerned about that. But if you're focused on something, stay focused on it. You can't keep hopping all over the place, which is, and I'm going to end on this because I'm coming at the top of the hour. The late night talk I do on Saturday is going to hurt some feelings. And I watched. There's going to be somebody that's going to say something stupid in the chat box and out themselves, or they're going to send me a message asking if I'm talking about them in a DM. That's what it's going to be. And if you do that, and if you think I'm talking to you, that's a message you needed to hear. Yes, I'm talking to you. Even if I wasn't talking to you. If you send me a message, yeah, I'm talking to, what did you do that you feel guilty? The most dangerous people in crypto. That's going to be the topic Saturday night. You know, bring your popcorn. I'm going to go in, but I won't go what old Brandon did. I'm not going to name names. I will call out specific events and real life things of what was said and done. And you can figure out if you want to who I'm talking about. But I'm using them as this is a teachable moment, lessons, and why at the end of the day, I go back to the beginning. Crypto education is key. It is everything. So you don't want to be in the crypto space as just a follower. Yes, you have people that you follow for guidance. That doesn't mean that everything that they say is right for you. Everything that I say may not be right for you. Your education will allow you to maneuver and say, all right, yeah, I want to get in on what Brandon's doing this project. No, I'm not going to do that one, but I will do that one. You know, that one he's doing, it's not going to really fit with me and my budget right now. I'll wait till the next thing he might be talking about. But that other thing he's doing, that does fit in line with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to jump on that project. You want to be able to have the ability to discern what's good and great for you based on your goals. A lot of the things that I do, I'm looking long term. So if you're a short term type person, then some of the things that I'm doing may not be good for you, may not be right for you because you're looking for a return next week and you just signed up today. I'm being public. That's not how I'm moving right now. I'm looking at the next 2 to 3 years. If something great happens in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, hey, that's extra gravy. One of the things that's about to pop off for us is green. We started that project 3 years ago. And now it reached 2 cents today. 2 cents. There's people out here. Let me share screen real quick. This is for all my green peeps that's been sitting around for green for all this time. It's sitting at 1.5 cents right now. Some of you guys got millions. One green machine rig that cost us $33,750. And you started mining that from July of 2018 to December 2018. You might have gotten about 2 million. No, more than that. Maybe 4 million coins with one machine. Let me do the math on that. You spent $3,750. And you have, I'm going to be ultra conservative, 2 million. 2 million tokens. You spent, remember, you spent 3,750. At today's price right now, 0.015, that's worth $30,000. Is that a good return? You spent 3,750, is now worth 30,000 at the price right now. It hit 2 cents though today. So that same 2 million, that would have been $40,000. What happens if it follows Gala? What is the price of Gala right now? And then I have one more last thing to say and we'll end. A suggestion. Gala is, come on, CoinGecko. 47 cents. What if it goes to 47 cents? You had 2 million from 3 years ago. That's $940,000. You guys, is that good for 3 years? Some of you guys think 3 years is too long. Are you kidding me? One machine. I know people that have more than 100 million green coins. I know them personally. If you had 100 million right now at today's price, that's 1.5 million worth right now, and it's not even on a major exchange. It's only on Uniswap and SushiSwap and one other that I never heard of before. It's getting prepared for something. So the last thing, hold on, I lost my train of thought real quick. I wanted to share about this. It's important. Oh, wow. Yeah, I really am tired. I've just forgot the last part that is important. Well, it'll come to me again, and I'll bring it back up on Sunday. But you've got limited resources. Don't get distracted. Figure out your strategy. Take your whatever you invested, take it out as soon as possible, and then reinvest. Flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. That's what I do. You figure out for yourself what you should do. So what's coming up next? Again, the 2 NFT projects, $10 one and the 3 BNB. Send me a private message and I'll send you the link. There will be a presentation tomorrow for the 3 BNB at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Send me a message. I'll give you the link for that as well. You want to be a part of that. There's also what's happening tomorrow. I got 3 things back to back, 10, 11, and 12. What is it? Oh, we had a green call too. So there is, oh man. Okay, I'm doing the NFT call is at 10 a.m. Then I'm doing a presentation for WCL for my Nigerian team at 11 a.m. And then we have the Connect call at, I'm getting them mixed up. NFT, Connect, and WCL are my 3 things. 10, 11, and 12 for me tomorrow. I got it written down. But anyways, shoot me a message and I'll give you, if you want to be a part of all of them, you can. You know, if you want to hear what my Nigerian organization in WCL is doing, IMC, they're traveling all over the place. So that's in between. I know that's at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. All right, everybody. Friday's supposed to be my day off too. I will be back. I'll do Crypto Talk tomorrow morning too. I'm doing Crypto Talk tomorrow morning. So that's 4 broadcasts tomorrow before 1 o'clock my time on my day off. You got to be willing to work hard. All right, I need to go get something to eat and I'm going to sleep. Take care, everybody. Have a rest of good evening. I hope you learned something new. As always, that is the point. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.